And the running back slips, and May cuts his losses.
You'll see Stevenson first. You go ahead and slip. Now, Drake, you slip. There you go. That's when you know the conditions are tough.
This is why that punt down to the 8-yard line. Backing up, backing up. Oh, the ball comes out. Is that a fumble? Is that a live ball? It's picked up by the Patriots. Flag back in the pocket.
Does that ball go forward? Because if it goes backwards,
after
that
discussion on the field,
touchdown.
It was a backward pass by the quarterback, picked up by New England. It'll be first down for the Patriots at the spot of recovery.
All right, Gene. After all of that, recovered by New England, they revert
to the left. That helps the offensive line so much. Oh.
Ball's on the ground, but Darnold recovers.
It helps the offensive line out so much because they're going to lose at some point. You know, you realize that these defensive linemen are so much athletically more gifted than the offensive linemen. When they get an... Oh, boy.
There's a boomer. Xavier Smith way back at the 10, and he lost the ball, and he gets back on it. Boy, that was a fortuitous bounce, boy. Xavier Smith saying, whoo, that one kind of worked out.
Bad play worse by Darnold. Just take the sack and let the best punter in the league come out and change field position.
So they'll try and do. Beautiful spiraling deep kick. Smith who bobbled up before. He lost it. Seattle recovers.
It's been a clear Achilles heel for this team. Getting kicks blocked. They fired their special teams coach in December, and you just can't afford these turnovers. There's the Gunnar Young on Forbes, hustling down the field, put a little bit of pressure, and Smith misjudges it, and a disastrous.
Safeties are high, but these guys are tight. Going to be hard to run in the middle. Got to throw it.
Oh, they're coming after him, and he is intercepted. Now, incomplete, they'll call it. It would have only made a difference of a yard or two because they stop him anyway. So the Patriots take over on downs.
No one better situational football.
Stidham, when the pocket wanted to heave it, now just shoves it to Harvey, and that's only going to be maybe a half yard.
Outside here, take a look here. He's about to throw that, and then decides not to, and then shovels it out, which I think is incorrectly. Just throw that in the dirt or run, but it's tough, Jim.
More close ones, including the game winner in overtime. Here's Lutz from 54. No, it wanders right.
The conditions, it's just difficult, and you see, to me, they needed those 5 yards to make it, and it did not come.
Close out the half with the monster kick, and that does not have a chance. Both teams with missed field goal attempts in the last minute.
This is the ugly game we thought was coming. Both defenses are great. Backup quarterback, got a young quarterback who's played great. 2 kickers miss. Tie game. What do we expect? Denver, New.
Kick's on the way, and that is wide right. Good call there, Tony.
It's just, you think.
Earlier in this half, this to tie the game. And the kick, no good. Just impossible conditions here in Denver.
Because they don't think the other team can score, and look at how tough it is to put the ball down. Does a great job there, but the wind, the conditions to see, it's whatever you're seeing on TV, I promise you it's way worse on the field. Everything.
Oh, it was tips. How about that? Just brought up Leonard Taylor off the practice squad last night. Tipped it.
That ball is made if he doesn't touch that ball.
That was 45 officially now.
With Witherspoon, and that is a lot of hand fighting.
Going to start, Tony, what you called for, looking to go up top. Does he get the time? Couple of nice dodges, and now throws it down the field. Open for a moment there was Harvey, the running back, but it's incomplete. Harvey went out of bounds and then came back in, so
illegal touching.
Yeah, Alex Kemp, you just heard, he is.
He takes Darnold to the other side of the field. Durant kind of locking up Cooper Kupp.
There's a quick throw. It was wide of the mark, and that could have gone for good yardage. He knows it too.
Or just make it a little softer. That is all nerves. You haven't played in, especially this environment, ever. He's like, it's okay. I think he is built the right way, though, Jim. I really think.
He wasn't even active last week. He was a healthy scratch. Now he comes in and forces a 3rd and 15. As May goes underneath, and Stevenson unable to hold on to that one. They got a big one here.
Yeah, they did, and this is just a simple check down, and he just throws the ball a little.
They're going to the Raiders, and now with the Patriots. Here's a 2nd and 5. And that pass behind Sutton as Gonzalez was closing in on him. Incomplete.
Going to almost run in to a New England defender, Woodson, right there. The safety's down, and so that actually disrupts the timing. It was a good play call, but you needed to actually look to the flat first, and Sutton knows I got to flatten that a little bit.
Rams show blitz. They come with it. Darnold has to get rid of it. And it did too quickly, and it's incomplete. Holani, remember, that's not Zach Charbonnet, who's out for the year, got hurt last week. That's George Holani. Could not connect.
Integral role all season long on 3rd down. Lot of space. Holani actually kind of chipped the defensive end, and with that pace on that football as he's turning his head.
2 plays turnout is going to be huge.
2nd and 5. Down the middle, and Henry, we were just talking about the nominee for the Peyton. Stops the clock here, Tony.
That's why I said these next 2 plays are going to be huge, because now all of a sudden Denver's going to get an opportunity if they get a stop. Slid there instead of going out of bounds to make them waste the timeout, because now you have a real shot.
Here's May. And that pass incomplete. Oh, he was open too. That was Booty.
He was open, just short-armed it a little bit, and that he wants back, I can promise you.
7 for 13 today.
Third and 1. Stafford another fake over the middle. It's dropped. Oh, Parkinson might have walked in.
Costly drop, and Nwosu is falling out underneath. I thought he was going to pick that. Not sure Stafford saw that. The hard sell play action to the right. You get the team all the way aggressive that way, and oh man.
Right now Stidham just needs something to get a 1st down right here.
2nd and 8. Just dumps it off across the middle on the ball drop. And they're going to say it was incomplete.
It seems easy, right? Just go ahead and check the ball down. That's where you should go with the ball. And you should catch that. But the conditions are making things very difficult. We saw that in Houston last week in the New England game.
Yep. Empty backfield on this 2nd and 10 snap. Oh, that's dangerous. Trying to get it to Ingram.
This is what happened early in the game. There's empty. There's no running back here. Well, earlier they tried to throw an outside screen. Well, guess what? New England says, let's show them the same look when they go empty with no running back in the backfield. And they try a different screen. And you got
a fumble recovery by the Broncos. 2nd punt now already in this game. Behringer. Ball not deep, but bouncing around and coming to rest at about the 23. And this is the 7th one forced today. As Mims is standing near midfield.
You're not going to kick a good one, I can promise you that.
Something else to watch is Mims. Can he get some separation and give the Broncos a chance with the return? Not even kick it to him.
It's hard to keep the ball in bounds with the crosswind for both punters, and now 1 play.